Love your body when you're whining for me. Just take time on me, take time on me. Man, I wanna shine at you when you pull up on me. You put me in a cycle. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Sydney D, and I'm back with a special guest, my girl Jen. Hooray! Love her. She always supports me. We do a lot of photography work together, and today we are shooting some content for her brand, Humans Who Empower. Hooray! So, thank you for having me.
Of course. You're such a talented person, so I couldn't help myself to put to ask.
I'm so honored to be a part of this because it's called Humans Who Empower, and she feels like I'm a human who empowers.
Yes, absolutely.
That's love. So she's gonna ask me some questions about what I do, who I am, and I figured it'd be good content for my YouTube people to tap in. So let's get to it. Okay, interviewer. Let's get it. By the way, guys, we're in my studio. Never showed you guys my studio. Probably should do a studio tour. Maybe I'll do a studio tour in this one. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But let's get to it. Okay.
Alright. So, yeah, go right there. And let me set this camera to HD 60. Mm-hmm. Thank you for the tip.
Yes.
And, alright. Okay, Sydney D, do you have a daily routine?
Daily routine. I really would like to get into one. However, how my days are set up, things kind of are like spur of the moment. But in a perfect world, my daily routine would be waking up around 8 or 9 o'clock, going to the gym, just moving my body, getting a workout in, doing whatever photography work needs to be done, sometimes editing, or sometimes even out shooting. And I guess after that, working on some of my music stuff or things that I need done. And relaxation. I try to include that in all my days. Sometimes it goes in order, sometimes it doesn't, but that's kind of my routine.
Alright, so you mentioned that you like to get rest. What do you do on those days that you don't feel like doing anything at all? And you get into do you ever get days where you just feel lazy and don't want to do anything?
All the time. Okay, all the time, because my day-to-day is so busy and hectic that whenever I just kind of get burnt out or just need a break, I take one. I do exactly that. I do nothing. I watch my shows. I eat my ice cream. I stay in my pajamas because we all need a day to just decompress and to just focus on ourselves. So that's my self-care day.
Being that you're such a busy person, how do you manage your time and find time to just manage all of your projects and get the rest?
Honestly, I'm still working on that.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, you have to really prioritize the different projects that are most important at the time. So basically, any project that is paying me, like my photography gigs and stuff, sometimes that will come first above my music or other things that I need to work on. So photography kind of takes preference in my life right now just because that's what's paying the bills. But whenever I'm not working on that, I do set aside time to just work on my music, self-care for myself, and just relax because it's really important.
If you didn't have to do anything for money, what would you be doing? What is the thing that you would be focusing on if it wasn't to make money exactly?
Probably music, because music, it's really hard to make money with music, guys. Unless you have a record label deal and you will know people and you are in movies and stuff like that, which is very hard to get, you don't really make a lot of income doing music, So in a perfect world, that's what I would be doing. Just because that's what makes me happy, that's what feeds my soul, that's what is good for my mental health. But yeah, that's really what I would want to be doing.
So as I was researching, going through your content, I did notice that I did come across a video where you mentioned that you have depressive episodes. So how do you manage, what would you share with somebody who is currently going through that? Being that so much of the youth right now is going through those emotions right now, What advice would you give to someone that is going through that, and what do you do yourself to get through those episodes?
Yeah, I definitely like to spread awareness about depression because I have been like clinically diagnosed. So when you're clinically diagnosed, it's just a little different, and it's something that you really have to live with and work through. So I like to spread awareness about it, and I currently, to deal with that, I'm in therapy. So I do have a therapist that I trust, love her, shout out to her. And I really recommend that. Talk therapy is really good to get through that. I also recently just started medication just to balance out like my levels of chemicals in my brain, I guess. It sounds like worse than it is, but it's really not that bad, and I think it has made a difference in my moods and stuff. So I would also recommend that. Talk to your doctor, talk to your therapist about some type of mood stabilizers. And that's just what I'm dealing with currently. I'm just seeing how it works out for me. And yeah, I really just can recommend talk therapy, look into medication if it's really bad for you, and just a lot of prayer and just patience and just staying the course. Stay down till you come up. All the feelings are temporary, they always pass. But when they do come, like, allow yourself to feel it and just let them pass.
And I know you love to dance, and I feel that is itself is very therapeutic too. So do you feel like that helps you?
Definitely. I find therapy in a lot of things. So like music is one of them, photography. Dancing is definitely my thing. I don't know why, since I was a kid, it's just what I was doing. I really enjoy like learning choreography and just movement of the body. I think it's so fascinating, and I think it is healing too. So yeah, I love to dance.
Yeah, check out her dance videos. All right, so when was the last time you did something for the last time?
When was the last time I did something for the last time? Okay, I think the last time I did something for the last time was probably around this time last year. Alright, so the way my depression works, it's kind of like based on the climate sometimes. So when it gets dark and cold outside, so does my soul. Right? So this time last year, mainly every year around this time, I go into a shell, I go into hibernation, like, I don't want to be bothered. I just get into kind of like a darker place, and I would say last year was my last time doing that, because this year I'm just not going out like that. We're not going outside, you feel me? Sometimes my photography business kind of slows down around this time too, which also gets me in my head a lot and stuff, and we're just not going out like that. Like, we're staying booked, we're staying busy, and even if we're not, we are going to stay in the right headspace this year. And last year was my last time, like, just letting things get the best of me or being in that space.
Beautiful. Amen to that. Thanks. What's something that you value?
I value peace of mind. I think that should come before a lot of things, if not everything. I value support, no matter where it comes from or who. I think that's something very important that people need. And I value memories. So a big part of like taking pictures is just because I really love to capture memories for people, special moments, times that you can't get back, like the things that you may forget about but you can look back on. That's what's important to me.
So I believe that throughout life we're always evolving, and sometimes the things that used to matter to us don't matter to us like as we grow. So what's something that you used to value that you no longer value anymore?
Definitely approval of people. Like, it takes guts to call yourself an artist, to make music, to put it out, to want people to like it, or any content that you do creatively. As a creative, it's hard to be vulnerable to even make it, and then it's hard to put it out. because you want to be accepted or you just want the approval of your peers. And I just stopped looking for that now. Like, I don't even care. If I think it's fire, I'm putting it out. Like, that's just what it is. If I feel good about it, that's all that matters. I can't be embarrassed because I feel good about it and I really like it. And I think that's what people get lost in, is wanting other people to like their stuff so much that they don't even know if they like it. And if you like it, how could you be embarrassed? Like, you know? So, like, that's just what I've been on lately.
I completely felt that. What's something that you can think of that will never fail to put a smile on your face?
Probably my great-grandpa. Because he's just so cute. And he did pass away, but, like, every time I think about him, I could literally smell him. Like, he has a scent. And he just put me onto so much good music. He just reminds me so much of my culture. And he just had such an impact on my life. So every time I think about him, I definitely smile inside.
Did you take pictures of him when he was still here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I definitely have this really pretty portrait of me and him. It's like my most favorite picture with him. And he just gives me good vibes. He gives me good energy whenever I think about him. He definitely raised my brother and I since we were young. When my mom was sick, she had cancer when I was like 5. So for a lot of those years, you know, we had to be babysat by my great-grandpa. And he would just cook us a bunch of Jamaican food all day, like play good music for us. And that's just the times that I remember that make me happy.
All right, so we know that you play a lot of instruments. We know that you're a photographer. We know that you're an artist. You're so many things. And I feel like you always share so much. But what's something that people, like a regular person, won't know about you? Like, what's a fun fact about you that not just anybody knows? Yeah, and I feel like you're not so too shy to share. You know, you've always been willing to share a lot of things of your life and stuff. So, but what's something that someone would be surprised to know about Sydney?
Probably I have a minor obsession with fashion, right? But not like high-end fashion or the fashion that you'd think I was into. I really enjoy thrifting. Thrifting really makes me happy.
Oh, that is a surprise.
So yeah, I mean, some people know that about me, but like people don't know that that's just like low key, just fun passion that I have. Is just to thrift, find old things, and make new looks out of them. Like vintage stuff, I really really love. It makes me so happy. And yeah, I really enjoy like fashion and just putting looks together, putting pieces together. I've been told that my style is kind of different, so I kind of take pride in that. And yeah, I just really like shopping and like putting things together, putting different looks and styles together.
Okay. I feel like a lot of artists, that's part of like a lot of, you know, each artist has their own unique style, so that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. I like that. How do you feel that you empower others?
I think I empower others the most by like being vulnerable. Like, I'm not scared to talk about having depression, dealing with that. I'm not scared to put out my music that helps me heal through it. I'm not scared to just put myself out there, you know? And I think if I'm not afraid to do it, it will encourage other kids to not be afraid to do it. And I believe that, you know, you have the power to heal people when you talk about what you've gone through, when you talk about what you're dealing with, and when you're just vulnerable. I feel like too many people try to like live a perfect life and not talk about their insecurities or not put out the things that mean the most to them. And yeah, I'm just trying to break down those barriers and just kind of like give kids something to connect with and relate to and get through. I think we should all try to help each other heal through stuff.
All right, maybe 2 more, because I really I'm enjoying this interview.
Thanks.
The last person, they were asking me to ask them more questions that I'm like, can I ask you 2 more questions?
Good, no, however many you want.
What advice would you give to someone who's going through a heartbreak?
Okay, my advice normally my behavior would be to isolate, right? I do that. I isolate, stay to myself, try to get time to myself and God and just like get my life together. But I also would recommend don't isolate too much. Don't be by yourself. Don't push people away. Kind of gravitate to good energy. Like people that make you laugh, people that uplift you and pour life into you and speak life into you. Put yourself around those people. Like, because sometimes we get so consumed over whoever is breaking our heart that we've only been around them and we'll only like think about them and place ourselves in their presence. Now it's your opportunity to place yourself in the presence of people that just speak life into you and give you good vibes. I would say to definitely talk to God a lot. Ask Him to help you get you through it. And just kind of like really lean on Him. And write down your feelings. Write down whatever. If one day you're angry, write it down. If one day you're sad, write it down. If one day you're feeling better, write it down. Just write down everything. Document everything. And what else? And just know that it's not going to last forever. That feeling is not going to last forever.
All right. So with being an artist, I know it could be kind of difficult sometimes, but what would you give someone who wants to become an artist, and what tips would you give them as far as sourcing beats and sourcing people to work with and stuff? Because not everybody is a people's person. So what tips would you give to them?
I totally feel not being a people's person. I also don't like to rely on people. So I would say don't wait for anybody. Like, don't wait for anybody. You see this space here? Made it myself, okay? Because I don't want to have to depend on other people's studios. I don't have to depend on producers. I don't have to depend on booking the studio time and stuff like that. So what did I do? I made my own creative space, So if you really want to make music, you just have to kind of invest in yourself a little bit, buy the equipment, record yourself, create your own space to create, That way you don't have to rely on anybody. Like, I look for my beats on YouTube whenever I don't have access to a producer that could provide me like exclusive music. Look on YouTube, vibe out on YouTube, and just don't wait on anybody. Like, if it's in you to do it, you'll find a way to do it on your own and without the help of other people. Like, I realize as an artist, you do need help. So I do everything that I can do on my own and then look for the help, if that makes sense. So definitely invest in yourself to just be able to do things on your own.
Okay. And you're self-taught, right? Like, you edit your own videos, your own photography, like, your photos, everything. Yeah. So just taking that extra time to invest in knowledge as well, right?
Exactly, yeah. Knowledge is free. The internet is free. YouTube University is free, I'm a graduate because everything I've learned is basically on YouTube. Like, if I ever have any questions, and basically just taking the time out to just gain knowledge on whatever you're interested in. Photography, I taught myself. A lot of my instruments, I taught myself. Like, yeah, it's easier than you think.
Earlier, you did mention that as an entrepreneur, sometimes it could get slow for you. And so what do you do in those times in order to uplift yourself and keep going and believing in yourself? Because I'm sure that a lot of people go through that, especially as an artist. If your music isn't being heard enough, if the numbers aren't numbering, people get nervous. So what advice would you give to them, and what do you do to overcome that?
Yeah, I learned the hard way that getting upset, getting overwhelmed, getting depressed about it, it's literally going to do nothing for your situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only going to hold you back more. It's only going to not give you the motivation to get out of the hole that you feel that you're in. So I just learned that you have to just stay patient, keep your faith, know that money comes and goes. Don't be attached to anything. Money is literally going to come and it's going to go. And then it's going to come again. So you literally just have to go with the flow. Entrepreneurship is nothing about, it's nothing but ups and downs. One day you're up, one day you're down.
It's not for the weak.
Exactly, at all. So you just gotta go with it. Go with it, go through it, and stay down until you come up.
All right, Sydney, I could stay here all day and ask you questions, but we gotta get back to our lives. But thank you so much for being part of this and this interview. It was such a pleasure to interview you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I think that is perfect.
Hooray! That's a wrap?
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Jen,
I know.
You make me feel so important. Like,
Because you are.
you just make me
That's the
feel.
point. That's
Guys.
the whole point of this.
I love this girl. I'll tell you something. Ever since I met this girl, she just makes me feel like a star, you know?
Because you are.
And just tell us a little bit about your brand and how long have you been interviewing people and doing this for?
So this is my, what did I say to you
Your
earlier?
sixth one.
My sixth one. My fifth one, I still haven't posted yet. I have to post him. He's a big one. He definitely a great person. Check that one out. I'm not gonna say his name yet, but he's been a hit. Great person. And the brand, honestly, that brand idea came around the time that I did the photo shoot with you.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So that after that photo shoot, that idea of Humans Who Empower kind of was born because I've always enjoyed supporting other people, and I've always admired the work and dedication that people put into their work. And so I wanted to create a platform or something where I was able to share these people's stories and accomplishments, and just that basically. And just now, it's been like 3 years since the idea, and just now I'm actually diving into it, and I created a logo for it.
Fire.
I am gonna also come out with merch.
Fire.
So my merch is also gonna be surround all about like enlightenment kind of and healing. It's gonna have like a symbol of just healing and enlightenment and loving your journey and just taking time to reflect, and it's just all about that. So that's what my brand is about.
Well, let me tell you, that's my kind of girl. Okay? Everything she just said,
Yeah, so
it's my kind of girl.
because we deserve it,
For sure. So where could we watch your interviews and stuff?
So the interview will be on my page which is Yenny.lapaz right now.
On
Because I
Instagram.
change my name like every couple months. And then my
TikTok.
brand, it'll be on Humans Who Empower on Instagram, both Instagram, and then TikTok is Humans Who Empower. So it'll be on there too. And it's, a lot of people don't get it. So it's Humans Who Empower.
Got it.
I know it's a long name, and I thought about changing it, but I'm like,
Humans Who Empower. No, that's fire.
So that's because these are humans who empower in my mind, and they deserve to know the same. So that's why I do these interviews as well, to have them reflect on what they've done, and that to let them know like their work has not gone to waste, and we're here to change lives, in this journey of life. So.
And honestly, Jen, you really make me feel like that. You make me feel like my work doesn't go to waste.
No,
So,
it doesn't. It doesn't.
thank you for seeing me.
Yeah.
And this is the first interview that I've actually done in my creative space too, which was
Wow.
her idea.
Wow.
So I should probably show you guys around here. I've never even showed my YouTube, my studio,
Yeah, I think you should definitely do a separate video and do a little, studio
tour.
Welcome to my studio.
Yes. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see the studio tour.
Yes.
Love you, Jen.
Love you.
Alright guys, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and tune in to our interview. Bye.
Peace.